What's up, guys? Nightflux here, and I'm coming to you with my super fun Kagero deck profile. This is going to be the double superior ride deck profile that runs the Blazing Flare Dragon and the Embodiment of Victory Owlleaf. As far as competitiveness of this deck, I'd say this is more of a fun deck, but it can be competitive if you do pull critical triggers and you get superior ride. If you don't get superior ride, this is not a competitive deck. You have to get the ride. So I'm going to show you the deck profile, and I'm going to show you how to get the superior ride off pretty easily. I would say you can usually get it off 85% of the time. So without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. And you see we have our starter right here, Lizard Soldier Conroe. He's important to getting the superior ride off, but basically he's the regular Kagero starter. You know, as soon as he's ridden, you pull him back, and then if you counterblast one and retire him, you can pull any grade 1 or lower out of deck for yourself. So that's our starter. Next, we are running the usual 4 heal triggers. Obviously, for obvious reasons, heal can change the game, like I say in the rest of my deck profiles. Next, we are running 4 of the critical triggers for just blue Ray Dracos. No surprise there. Next, we are running 4 Embodiment of Spear Tar. This is the essential part of the ride chain. To actually get the ride chain off, you need an Embodiment of Spear Tar, and you need a Embodiment of Armor Bar. That's how you get the Owlleaf chain off. So you need to have one of him in hand or on the field. Sorry, guys. Next, we do run 4 draw triggers, 4 Gatling Claw Dragons. He is part of the Blazing Flare Dragon ride chain. You need him and an Iron Tail into Soul, with as long as the grade 2 out as well. So that is the trigger lineup. So as you see, it's 4 heals, 8 criticals, and 4 draws. Next, we do run 3 Perfect Guards, Weaver Guard Baris. For obvious reasons, you need Perfect Guards in this deck. Next, we do run a little bit of Retire Power. We do run 2 Heat Nail Salamanders. Basically, Heat Nail Salamander's effect is that if you attack the Vanguard during the turn this unit boosts, then you can shuffle them back in your deck and retire a grade 1 of your opponent's on your opponent's field, usually like their Vanguard booster. Next, we do a run Kimnara. Similar effect, except you put it into Soul and you counterblast one to put him in to retire a grade 1. Next, the other part of the superior ride chain I was talking about, we do run 4 copies of Iron Tail Dragon. Basically, you need him and Gatling Claw Dragon to put him in Soul and the grade 2 on the field. It's a superior ride. Next, we do run 4 Embodiment of Armor Bars. He's the part of the Owlleaf ride chain as well, just to get him in, and him and Embodiment of Spear Tar, superior ride to Owlleaf. We are running, this is the grade 2s, 3 copies of Berserk Dragon. Basically, he's usually see him in most Kagero decks. You call him out to a Vanguard or Rear Guard Counterblast 2, and you can retire a grade 2 or less of your opponent's Rear Guards. Make a little room here. Next, we do run 4 Dragonite Owlleafs. You need to get him in your opening hand if you want a superior ride to Owlleaf. You need him and at least 1 other of either the Embodiment of Spear Tar or Embodiment of Armor Bar. Pretty self-explanatory. Counterblast 1, put Bar and Tar right here in your Soul, or Bar and Tar in your Soul. Search your deck for Owlleaf and superior ride him. Next, we are running 4 Blazing Core Dragons. If you want a superior ride to Blazing Flare Dragon, you need him in your hand. Same concept as Owlleaf. You need to have Iron Tail Dragon and Gatling Claw Dragon on the field. Put them in your Soul, counterblast 1, search your deck for Blazing Flare Dragon, superior ride him. Now on to the grade 3 lineup. We are running 2 copies of Embodiment of Victory Owlleaf. You only need 2 copies because basically you're searching the deck for them when you superior call them anyway, so you don't need to have any more than that. You don't want them in your opening hand. Next, 2 copies of Blazing Flare Dragon. Like I said, same thing with Owlleaf. You just need 2 copies of this in hand, or 2 copies of this in the deck, because you don't need it in your hand and you're just searching for the deck anyways. Now for the other grade 2s. We are running 2 copies of Dragonic Overlord. Dragonic Overlord is a good Vanguard, or a good rear guard to have next to your Vanguard. If you are running Owlleaf, I really suggest getting Dragonic Overlord to the side, because Alif, if you didn't know Embodiment of Victory Alif's effect, let me read it to you. Basically, you choose the cards you use as superior item. Choose a card named Dragon Knight Alif, a card named Embodiment of Spear Bar, and a card named Embodiment of Spear Tar, and Embodiment of Armor Bar, from your soul. Put them in your drop zone, turn all your cards face up. So basically you can use that effect, and then use Dragonic Overlord's effect, and if you don't know it, it is Counterblast 3. Until the end of turn, this unit gets plus 5,000. So you usually want to have him in rear guard. If you don't get the Superior Ride off, you probably want to ride Dragonic Overlord, or you either want to ride, we do run 2 copies of Dragonic Waterfall as well. He is one of the promo cards that came out. Dragonic Waterfall, when this unit attacks the Vanguard, this unit gets plus 3,000 until the end of that battle. Or his other effect, when he's on Vanguard, choose a grade 3 Kagero from your hand, discard it. When this unit attacks, you may pay the cost. If you do this, this unit gains 10,000 at the end of battle. So if you don't get the Superior Ride off, or it's close to end game, you can replace your Vanguard with Waterfall if you want to as well. He's a good backup or end game plan. Now I'm going to show you how to definitely get the Superior Call off, because that's the main point of this deck, and if you don't get it off, you usually don't. You need to get it off to win, basically. Give me 1 second. Okay. So you have your starter right here as well. You always start with Conroe, and basically the cards. This is the ride order for the Superior Ride right here. Like I said before, to successfully do the Superior Ride in your opening hand, you need to at least have, if you were safe for doing Alif, you need to at least have a Dragon Knight Alif in your hand and one of these 2 cards right here. Why I only say 1 and not 2? Basically, if you can take up to 2 damage in the first turn and get it. I'll show you an example. Okay, so let's say my starting hand consists of, let's just grab a couple cards here. Something else here. 3, 4, and it doesn't really matter. One other thing. 5. Okay. So basically I'm sitting on Conroe as my starter, and this is my opening hand. And I take first turn. Okay. So I'm going to ride Kimnara first turn, and then that would be my setup. So I have a 6,000 Vanguard starter. Now my goal is, since I only have Bar, I do have the Superior Ride chain right here. I have Dragon Knight Alif, and I do have my Bar in hand. So what's my plan? My plan is to take 2 damage this turn to make sure I can call out the card I'm missing, which is basically Embodiment of Spear Tar. So what I do is I purposely take 2 damage this turn. So basically what that does for me, next turn I would ride Dragon Knight Alif, I would call Bar to field, Embodiment of Armor Bar to field, Counterblast 1, put Conroe into the graveyard, search out my Tar, put Tar on field, Counterblast my second damage, which I took purposely to grab these 2, put them in soul, search out my deck, Superior Ride, Embodiment of Victory Alif, basically on my second turn. So my opponent's stuck with a grade 1 out on the field, and I have my grade 3 out. And I get my Twin Drive, and if this was really my hand, I'd have 2 other attackers as well. So you can see how that really works to your advantage. If you get a critical trigger right off the bat, or any kind of like draw triggers, it's giving you massive advantage right away. That same thing works for Blazing Flare Dragon as well, the cards I need for that. So if I wanted to do it, it's basically the same thing. If I only had one of the cards in hand, say a Gatling Claw Dragon and a Iron Tail, I know you need this. Say if I only had one of them, you just use the same method to Superior Ride the Blazing Flare Dragon instead, if you want to do that one. So yeah, that was the deck profile, guys, of my Kagero double Superior Ride deck. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. And I will see you guys next time. Alright, peace out.